Kalispera, good afternoon. I am Marco Macellari, and I'm actually the CEO of CRIF Synergy Ratings, the newborn company in CRIF Group, of which ICAP CRIF is part. The first thing that I would like to do is to say thank you to the ATHEX Group and ICAP CRIF for hosting me today and giving me the chance to talk with all of you. After the big picture that we have seen before, in this presentation we are a little bit localizing things, because we are going through an overview of what is the ESG profile of Greek market, if it works. Okay. No? This is the last. It started from the end. Okay. CRIF Synergy Ratings starts from a spin-off of CRIF. CRIF is a big group that works all over the world. It has a turnover of 800 million, and the core business is related to business and credit information. So we leveraged this experience to the ESG evaluation. This project starts from the obsession to transform compliance of environmental, social, and governance aspects in the new acronym that would be an easy, sustainable growth, involving even small and medium enterprises into the ESG project. Today we are going through an overview of what could be considered a rather right landscape of ESG profile of Greek companies. We have used our ESG score to do this. As you can see, there is an histogram. From the left to the right, you see the better and the worst ESG profile. The distribution is made per head, so each company counts one company, even if it is a small and medium enterprise or if it is a large corporate company. And this score is a weighted metric assessing compliance with the ESG principle. Everything is statistically based, so the 2,500 companies that we have used for this simulation can be considered a representative of the Greek ESG landscape. So, as you can see, the distribution is quite concentrated to the average. This is quite normal and is in line with other EU countries' company distribution. This kind of indicator is mostly driven by the environmental indicator. In fact, you can see that the environmental indicator in this distribution has instead a concentration on the right. That is completely normal because, how I have said, both small and medium enterprises and corporate companies count as one in this kind of distribution. The main factors that influence the environmental score are the typical factor transition risk and physical risk. So let's look why we have a so big red column that, however, is more or less in line with the European average. The motivation typically is related to the transition risk. And here we can start to see a double track. Small and medium enterprises and corporate companies have different behaviors. Small and medium enterprises typically show higher intensity levels than the European average in certain sector. One example could be the land transport, but could be one. So move the distribution to the right part. Instead, corporate companies that have already defined and implemented the decarbonization plan typically translate it into improved performances by the point of view of the transition risk. So they move the distribution to the left, so to the green, to the green part. The combined effect is the one that we are seeing. The other factor that is really relevant for Greek companies is related to the physical risk. As you can see, the physical risk has a high concentration on the red tail of the distribution. This is caused mostly by three high relevant factors that influence physical risk, that are water stress, heat waves, and earthquake. So these kind of factors are distributed in a harmonious way in all the clusters that we have analyzed, so both SMEs and corporate companies. So these two factors, as I said, physical risk and transition risk, with a combined effect, make the distribution of environmental score, and that contributes to the more synthetic ESG score. So in conclusion, what could be the takeaways that we can have looking into this data? First, that the scores that are mostly outside in, with some influence of inside-out questionnaires, can capture what we usually can empirically represent with evidence of our living. So these scores, mostly for small and medium enterprises, are a really relevant instrument to catch the picture of their ESG profile. But there is a significant difference between small and medium enterprises and corporate companies in the decarbonization path, because typically corporate companies, pushed by the regulation, have started to define and to implement decarbonization paths, and so to identify in which part of this path they are, an analyst is really important, because he is able to catch differences and specific features of them, and fine-tune the evaluation that is massive done with the score. The last thing that instead is horizontal is physical risk. Physical risk is something that's real. There are baseline scenarios that says that in 2040 will be 1 million people more in the world, with an increase of temperature of 2 degrees. So this is something that is a fact. We are going in that direction, and we have to be able to tackle this thing. How? With mitigating and adaptation actions that are crucial to contain them. Thank you.